So 7 days ago, I did a split and put two frames in here, one of food and one with eggs and brood. And the idea was, with a following board, will that help as far as them making a queen? So here we go to have a look. The first thing I noticed, they got across the following board, so it's not very helpful after all. Somehow that didn't work. So the question is, did they create a queen cell? And the answer is no. There's brood. It's been a week, so there is brood, but we're not seeing any cell whatsoever. Just to be safe, I will check the other frame, but I don't believe that happens. So I'm gonna have to bring one of the others here if they did in fact create one. And no, that's just straight food. These are all food frames, so I will put this back together. Because of the wind, I'm taking over sort of narrating this. This is the I call it unit queen castle. You can see the entrance there. I sprayed them yellow. There's a little red on the other side, and they're different colors. Should a queen somehow emerge or the bees come out so they know where they're going. So I'm going to go in now and have a look and see. The idea being, of these 4 different colonies that I've created, did they create any queen cells? And if so, how many? And was this an effective technique 7 days ago? Because I was 0 for 1, as you saw, on the recent attempt with the 5-framer. So one mistake I make here is each one of these lids is actually sort of designed for that spot, and I don't keep them in order. Now, there's a lot of bees in there, which is great, but I really should have kept closer track, because each time I open one and turn it into a hive, I lose track of the lids, which are very custom done so that they're airtight, so you don't have that problem. Not airtight, but you know what I mean. You don't have that problem with wandering bees into different colonies. Now, the pheromones may, and I don't know if the bees send off pheromones when they create queen cells or not. So let's have a look and see what we end up getting, and this is going to be fascinating. The first one is the resources, or the honey. You can see there's quite a few bees there. Now here comes this frame. I'm going to try to bring it in so you can see it closer as I bring it closer to where we're going. Here we go. I count actually 4 queen cells on that side. On that side there's 1, 2, beautiful 3. There's actually 7 queen cells on this frame. Wow. That's all I can say. Boy, did that work. Now here I am going into the second one, and this is just a top bar with no frame. Now let's have a look at this and see. And yes, we have one right there. You can see it in the middle of the brood. There's a queen cell, and that's perfect. So that one is going to be also made into a hive. Now here's the third one we're getting into. You can see the bees are getting a little excited. And in looking at this one, there is nothing. There's still brood where there had been eggs, and so maybe the larvae was too old, I'm not sure. But in any case, there was nothing on that one. So I place it in another box because I'm going to create something here in a second. You're going to see I take that frame out as well. That's the resources. And nothing there, of course, because, you know, there was nothing to start with there. So I say to myself, okay, what do I do now? I now open up the third and pull out a frame, and sure enough, there is nothing on that as well. And so what I'm doing now is creating a box with resources, so I'm going to end up having 3 frames here. Sorry, 3 boxes and 3 hives. And the question is, what do I do with the one, because I won't have any queen cells? Well, the thought came to me on the spot. I thought, well, why not take a cell from the, you can see here, there really is nothing to speak of. There's some brood and so on, but there are no queen cells. So why don't I take a queen cell from the one that had 7 and see if I can sort of cut it out gently and put it into the hive and see if I can create another. So let's see how that went. So here I am looking. I want to make sure I take the right frame and gently pull it out. And I do. And I'm going to take it over. You can see all the queen cells. Now the first one I botch. I don't have a proper blade. I'm using my hive tool, which is not the best. That's really a lousy way to do it. But I was fortunate to be able to do it on the second attempt and place that queen cell into the third hive that did not have any. Now you might ask yourself, well, what did you do with the one that had 7? Well, I took 2, so there's 5 left. 2 were being created, so the larvae I could see, and it looks like there's going to be a couple queens hatch out who battle it out, and there's not much I can do about that because that's nature. So, there you go. You can see I'm sort of gently pulling that guy down to see if I can, you know, gently make that happen. Point of all this is an experiment. It looks like it worked in the sense of creating. I'm fascinated to know 7 queen cells on one frame. It may have happened regardless, but the cool part to all this is I think if I'd picked better frames, I would have had probably enough cells for many hives. This is Hank for the Wildflower Bee Farm. All I really do is close this up and take them away. You have an amazing day.